Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. So I just finished yet another Mondrian art square on the wall over there, and also tomorrow I'm going to an event, and so there's a Japanese girl there that I hope to impress. So I made a mini micro shogi board game set here, among other things. I'm just kind of on a hot streak, and I would hate to lose momentum on this hot streak. So now that it's here, because not every week am I going to be motivated to make one art piece after another, after another, after another, right? And I'm trying to squeeze every ounce of juice out of this current uh, streak because I've had times where I didn't want to do that. And that gets me to my next problem. I haven't flown on an airplane in, we're coming up to the 5 year anniversary. Now, obviously, COVID didn't help with that situation, but also a number of other things have kind of come to a confluence to make it difficult for me to travel. Here's a couple of things. When I was in Phoenix, I live in Apache Junction now, but when I was in Phoenix, I had a very difficult time making friends over there. And now you might say, well, why don't you go to Poland or Taiwan then? Well, the problem is that I didn't want to miss any opportunity over in Phoenix. So, for example, I have a board game meetup every Monday, and I would hesitate every time I would have to miss one of those days. I would really hesitate. I only missed them for the really important stuff, like the solar eclipse. And so I actually solar eclipse I think was the only one that I missed all year round, if you could believe that. There's something else that I don't miss about going on vacation, by the way. See, vacations have to end. And not going on vacation means never having to deal with the end of a vacation. I know that sounds funny, but I was just thinking about that the other day because I was thinking about going to Poland to see a girl that I knew there. But then I realized that trips have to end. Unless I go over there and we find out that we're the best fit ever, and I completely stop my life over here in the U.S. Right? Unless that happens, that trip has to end at some point, right? And I was just thinking about the most depressing place on earth when I was living in Seattle. The most depressing place in Seattle back when I was living there was in the baggage claim at SeaTac Airport. I hated that place. To give you an idea of how much I hate that place, I was watching on the news one day, and they were talking about tourists rushing to Seattle. I think it was over a Taylor Swift concert. And they were showing the baggage claim area of SeaTac Airport. And when I saw it, I instantly got depressed. I wasn't even involved in any of that. I was living in Phoenix at the time. I was watching video footage of SeaTac Airport. And even that depressed me. I actually don't miss any of that now that I don't have to deal with it. I don't even know what the baggage claim area here at Phoenix Airport looks like. That's how little I've traveled, but I hate it. I guess the equivalent of for a road trip is I really hate it when my car has been on the road for 3 hours and it finally pulls into my driveway, or when I was living out of the car to my favorite parking spot to sleep at night. I really hated it when the car finally arrived back there. I don't have to, if I don't take a trip, I don't have to deal with that. I know it sounds weird, but I wonder if there is a name for that syndrome of not wanting to take a vacation because you don't want to deal with the vacation ending. I wonder if there is a name for that concept. I bet there is. There's probably a psychological name for that concept. But right now, a vacation seems just completely out of the picture in my life because I got to hit the iron when it's hot with my art projects. You know, the iron's not so hot over with the socializing, but that's why I have to keep trying. And also not wanting to see the baggage claim area. I think those are the three things that are holding me back. Also, the price of bismuth is so low. Every money that I spend on a trip now costs a lot of money in terms of how much bismuth I have to give up, right? That's another factor. So you got this confluence of things that are making the trip much more difficult to take than it has been in times past. I hope that will change, right? Hopefully, eventually, the iron won't be so hot anymore with my art projects. And I don't know how I'll feel about returning home anymore. Now that I actually have a non-toxic job to go to, it might not be so bad anymore. Maybe I just haven't tried it. But leave a comment if you know the concept of hating the end of a vacation so badly that you won't even take one. Because that's kind of what I feel like. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.